happy Thursday! I'm Clover Thursday, and welcome back to my channel. Today's a mighty simple one. I just wanted to draw OCs, and I haven't been drawing many dudes, especially on this channel, so here we are. They're characters from an RP I've been in for a bit of a time now, actually. I know it's nerdy, but, you know, like, the hell you expect. If you follow me on any other social media platform, it's pretty obvious I'm a huge dork. But that's okay. So if for anyone who doesn't know, roleplay or RP comes in, many forms. Maybe the most popular example, question mark, is, the Dungeons and Dragons, like, ethos. And, even other video games with RPG role-playing game elements to it. Fallout, Skyrim, all that kind of stuff jumps to mind. But yeah, I'm super lame, and I do a lot of text-based RPing. Since I was a kid. Here's looking at you, Neopets, Guy Online, all that good stuff. Even made a website for him with some of my friends back in the day. Anyways, this is my character George and my writing partner's character James, and they're just super cute characters with a lot of natural nuance sort of developed into them over the course of their story. Honestly, they're like the cutest couple, and I just wanted to draw them all cute and such. But this time I didn't start out with a pencil sketch. Oh my gosh. I attempted doing everything right on Photoshop, which was just really weird for me, and I don't know if I like it all that much. I find my style of drawing just sort of changes a bit. I don't know, maybe I just need more getting used to it, or, up my tablet game. Maybe one day I'll go over what I actually use and what my setup is, if anyone's curious. But it's not like a pretty high-tech setup. Like, I'm due for an upgrade. And I'm just sort of inking it. I forgot what brush I was using, if I'm honest. I think I was using an inking brush from the comic ink brush set that I always talk about, and maybe just like a hard round brush, honestly. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, there were some parts that I kept finessing, honestly, like I just wasn't quite happy with, and I kind of wanted to get right. Yeah, James's face here is probably an example of that. As you saw, I did that mouth quite a few times. And yeah, I just really focused on trying to get the faces right, I find for me personally, it takes me like a couple shots to just sort of get that character for male faces. Female faces is a little quicker for me to land on sort of the look I'm going for. And honestly, I think that's just practice. And, I'm gonna first say it, probably don't draw enough dudes. And I'm doing the old trick of flipping the canvas. I've seen some people flip them upside down even, or look at their drawings upside down, or even just mirroring it. It helps you see all those mistakes, and just sort of clarify what those things that might be bugging you are. And at the underdrawing, I actually went in and defined some of the structure just for myself, because I was getting a touch confused. Not really confused, but just to clarify it and make the actual final inks easier to deal with and easier to do. It's the idea of having a clear sketch, which, makes everything easier. I think I've mentioned that before in past videos. And then for some reason, when I was coloring this, I almost felt like treating it like watercolor, kind of. With at least the watercolor kind of approach, with leaving white spaces and really just relying on transparency. I do a little bit of watercolor just like when I do things by hand, just for funsies. But I've never really brought that kind of look into my digital work. Really, it was a nice weekend experiment. It's nice to just try something different and see if it's something you do again or want to develop further. I feel like I'm breaking into a style segue again, but, I guess it was a bit of a different style for me, but honestly, aspects of my style are still super present in this, and I think it's very obvious that I did it. That's sort of the funny thing about style that I think I've mentioned in past videos. Look at all these callbacks I'm doing to past videos. Um, but sometimes it just sort of, I feel like it evolves out of just preference and tendencies, and at least for me personally. And I find my line work always stays pretty thick and is always sort of pronounced. And I love the looseness of my drawings or paintings, and that sort of careless, well, not careless, but that sort of loose flow um, always shows up in my work, no matter like how methodical or graphic or repetitious I try to be. There's always an energy, because I tend to do things kind of quickly, and um, a lot of some of my process is just drawing something again if I didn't get it right the first time, um, and draw it again and draw it again and draw that line until you get that flow, instead of slowing down and kind of slowly trying to perfect that line. Does that make sense? But anyways, that sort of has translated into my style and my work, and it's just what I do. And that's kind of what style is, but maybe it's not. I don't know. And now I'm just doing some finishing touches, sparkles in the eyes, little highlights. This was a fun thing I wanted to do in between a lot of my other projects that take time and you're not really seeing the end result for a little while. So it's nice to just do a little thing start to finish in one sitting. I think that's pretty important, especially like as an illustrator with a day job. It's hard to you kind of lose sight sometimes, so it's nice to just kind of sit down and get a thing done. But congrats on making it to the end of the video. If you like the video, feel free to give it a like. Let me know what you think of the little style switch up in the comments, and subscribe if you like to see more of my videos. There's a new video up every Thursday, for your viewing pleasure. And if y'all can't wait a week, check out the other stuffs I post in, like my social medias, like Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. I will see you next week. So take care. Bye, guys.